Everyone, hi, this is Satya here, and I'm going to start a tutorial on Excel. So what do you know about Excel? It's very simple. Excel is nothing other than an application used to store database. No, with before starting to tell you something about Excel, it's very important to know the terminology and basically small contents about Excel, because this is going to be very useful if you are very familiar with the terms used in Excel. You are familiar with the rows as well as columns, the actual content or the toolbars which can be used to perform the actions. As it is user friendly, there are different requirements in different organization, and Excel is widely used in every small, from small organization to large organization. Excel is used. There are many powerful databases, but Excel is the one which is used. So because the thing is, Excel is very user friendly. Anyone who knows how to open an Excel can use Excel. It's that useful, and it's very friendly. So starting about Excel, as it's only a beginner, so let me tell you something about the overview and everything about Excel. So basically, the one, as you can see on the black banners, are nothing but the toolbar which are used to access some of the functions or the properties. So there are many toolbars which you might be familiar or which you may not be familiar, but I'm here to help you guys to understand which toolbar is very powerful and which will help you to actually work with the database. And you can easily navigate through the toolbar by clicking on the icons, as I'm doing. So it's also important to know something about the shortcuts. So if you want to play with Excel, you should be familiar much more with the shortcut keys. So if you will press Alt, you can see the alphabets getting highlighted on the toolbar. So while pressing Alt, you can easily navigate. So suppose if I want to go to the home tab, I will have to only press after Alt H, and after pressing the shortcut alphabet, as you can see, there are many alphabets getting highlighted for each and every shortcut toolbar. So suppose if I want to perform a function, suppose I want to bold any cell. So as you can see here, 1, I only have to press 1. So this is very useful, as it get highlighted, it get bunched. And if you want to navigate to any of the toolbar, again you have to press Alt, and then if you want to go to the insert tab bar, you can press N, and then there are many shortcuts which are getting highlighted. Again, if you want to go one step back, you have to press escape for one time, and you can easily navigate to other toolbars. So suppose I want to go to page layout, so you only have to press P, as the alphabet was P as a shortcut to go to actually navigate to page layout. So this was a very short overview about how to use shortcut keywords to navigate through the toolbars. So let me tell you something about what are the key functions that you should be knowing about Excel. So suppose the one highlighted on the upper header are the toolbars. Many of them gets confused as what is the rows and columns. So it's very simple to actually understand and remember, as the one highlighted in alphabets are nothing but columns. These are the columns. The one with alphabets and the one with numbers are nothing but row. This is very easy to understand, very easy to remember. So the one which is getting highlighted on a mouse click is nothing but a single cell. If you select a collection of cells, this is nothing but called as range. A collection of cell is nothing but a range. You should be familiar with such terms, because this is very useful to understand Excel. As if you are not familiar with the term and someone is actually telling you to do something which with range or cell, you will get confused. So this is very useful. You should be familiar with the terms. This one is nothing but name manager. As you will click on any of the cell, you will come to know the name of that particular cell. You can easily set up the name for particular range. So suppose I have input the values in cell A1, A2 and 3. As you can easily see the name over here. So A3. So you can set the name by just highlighting on the fill cell. You just have to click on the name manager, give any random name as ABC. And you would be wondering as why I have named these cells as ABC. This is user, if user input, if the user wants to input, he can input any of the random names. But to remember, it's very useful. So suppose how it will be useful if I'm giving a name to particular range of cell. So suppose you are working with formula. So suppose I will be taking a very easy formula sum, and then see, you are able to see this ABC. So suppose I'm clicking on this cell, on this value. Did you see it actually highlighted this set of, or maybe a range which was named earlier as ABC. So name manager helps you to range a particular number of cells which can be used further in calculation. So this is very useful. Name manager key is actually useful. So every time I'm doing this formula or I'm changing any of the values in the cell, you can see change automatically reflects in the one named as ABC, name manager. And if you want to know how many name managers you have been actually incorporated, you can easily go to the formulas tab, click on name manager, and you can see there are two name managers I have created, one as SAT. And if you want to check which range was allocated to create this cell, you can easily click on the one and you can see these ranges were highlighted. So this is very useful. The toolbars as well as the name manager is very useful. The one here, as you can see, this is nothing but the formula bar. If you have, so suppose I'm clicking on this particular cell, you can see the formula. Or maybe if you have any text or something, you can easily see the one on the header, the formula bar, you can easily see that. So this is very useful. And the one below named as sheet 1 or sheet 3 are nothing but the worksheets. Excel by default has 3 worksheets in it, but you can easily change the number of worksheets you want to see on the workbook. This particular thing which you can see is nothing but a workbook. Be familiar with such kind of terms, as this is going to be very useful. This is basically a workbook, and if you're going and adding a new workbook, okay, this is showing some kind of a product update. So suppose if you are adding anything as new workbook, it will be called as a collection of workbooks. These are the worksheets. As you can see here, these are nothing but the type of view which you want to give it to your background area of the data area. So this is nothing but the normal view. As you can easily see, this is basically to normal view. Excel by default opens the workbook in a normal view. If you want to change the view, you can click here on the page layout. Oops, there is some problem with the RAM. I don't have an updated RAM, but as you can see, I have clicked on the page layout, and this is showing me to adjust the page accordingly. So I'll keep this on normal view. As you can see, the print area, when I actually clicked on this page break preview, it showed me the page break on the workbook. You can see the scroll item over here. This is nothing but the zoom option or the zoom toolbar. You can easily drag by selecting here, and you can see the cells going zoom out and zoom in. I'm going to stop the video here as I don't have much time. So In the next tutorial, I will be telling you something much more